Which of the equations above are true? So we're going to go one by one and check which are true. So let's start off with equation 1. 5/12 plus 3/8 equals 8/20. So let's go ahead. So I know 12 and 8, those are not the same denominator. So first we need to figure out common denominators. So one thing I love to do is I love to write down the factors of 12 and 8. And sometimes that helps me figure out what is the common denominator. For example, so I do 12. Let me write 8. Then the next multiple will be 24. Then the next multiple will be 16. Then the next one will be 36. Then the next one will be 24. Bam! I see I have 24 twice. Now I know my common denominator is going to be 24. So for 5/12, if I wanted to get it to 24, I just need to multiply it 2 times. And for 3/8, if I wanted to get it to 24, I just need to multiply it 3 times. So 5/12 times 2/2, well, that's going to get us 10/24. And then 3/8, well, that times 3/3, that's going to get us 9/24. And now if we was to add these, that's going to give us a grand total of 19/24. Now is 19/24 and 8/20 equivalent? Now that's the question we need to ask ourselves. Well, I know, instead of now trying to get a common denominator between 20 and 24, let's think this out. I know half of 20 is 10. So 10/20 equals 1/2. And I know, but because 8/20 is less than 10/20, I know 8/20 is less than 1/2. Then for 24ths, I know 12/24 equals 1/2. And 19/20, but 19/24 is greater than that. So I know this is greater than 1/2. So these two cannot be the same. So equation 1 is not correct. So what about the next equation? Well, we already know our common denominators. So let's turn, but before we even continue, I know 11/24. We just said 12/24 equals 1/2. So, but 4/8, that equals 1/2. And 1/2 is greater than this number, so there's no way that this is close to being true because this alone equals 1/2. So equation 2 is also not correct. What about equation 3? Well, I know 3/12, that's the same as 1/4. I know 4/8, that's the same as 2/4. And 1/4 plus 2/4, well, that equals 3/4. So equation 3 is correct. Okay, now what about equation 4? Well, I know 4/12. Well, that is the same as 1/3. 2/8, that's the same as 1/4. Okay, what about on this side? 8/24, well, that's the same as 1/3 as well. Because 24 divided by 8 is 3. And 6/24, well, that's the same as 1/4 as well. And 1/3 plus 1/4 does equal 1/3 plus 1/4, making equation 4 the same as well.